With the win on the road, the Cubs are back at the friendly Confines. We'll preview Game 3 of the series. And Asian American students speak out for a remodeled resource center. Also, spring registration is quickly approaching. We'll tell you what you need to know. NTC News starts now.
You're watching NTC News, DeKalb County's only television news source, on the campus of Northern Illinois University and from the Northern Television Center. This is NTC News Tonight.
The Cubs head home at the win in the World Series. I'm Ricardo Segura.
And I am Paris Bizzle. It's Thursday, October 27th. After last night's win, Alex talks to students and staff about the Cubs prospects.
Hey Alex, thanks for joining us.
Hey.
How are the Cubbies doing?
Hey, thanks for letting me on the desk, and hey, I think we're doing swell right now. It's been a wild postseason so far for the Cubs and their fans as they are 3 games away from destiny. For the first time in 71 years, the Cubs have won a World Series game. Fans were joyous to see the Cubs come on top.
It's great. We've been waiting all of our lives for this. We knew it was just a matter of time, so it's just a great feeling.
It's breathtaking. It's really emotional.
Man, last night's win was a big win for the Cubs. Their hitting actually exploded, which was amazing because we needed to keep that momentum going towards Wrigley.
With the win, the Cubs tie the series at 1 game apiece, and fans are confident taking the series back to Wrigley.
Especially great now that we got some motion going on with us. If we had lost that game, it would have been really nail-biting, but I think it's going to be a little bit more relaxed now that we have a win on our foot. And the Cubs just need to get that early lead, and I think that they got the wins at Wrigley in the bag.
Coming into this weekend, I think the Cubs are going to do amazing. We got Hendricks coming in. His ERA is the best ERA in baseball, and I think that he's going to continue to do well throughout the series.
Confidence in Joe Madden and his players' lovable personalities give Cub fans a reason not to fear.
Because the whole team is such a young, good team. They all get along well. They have no drama. Their coach is great. It's an old club. It's something that this town needs, this world needs something good to happen, and both of these teams are really good, but of course I want the Cubs to win.
It's great because no one really likes to play the mad scientist type manager position for a baseball team, and it's that kind of mad science thing that really gives them the upper edge against the other managers.
The Cubs will hope to keep the confidence rolling Friday night, as Wrigley Field will host their first World Series game in 71 years. If you're hoping to get tickets for this weekend's games, beware of counterfeit tickets that are servicing from ticket sellers online and outside of Wrigley Field. And also stay safe, because this weekend is hoping to be one for the history books. Back to you guys.
Thanks Alex, I'll be rooting for the Cubbies. Asian American students at NIU are speaking out for change. They say their facilities are inadequate and something needs to be done about it. Northern Illinois University's Asian American population and others protested for more resources in the Asian American community that would increase academic success and retention. Bark for the Arc, a student-run organization, led the protest Tuesday in an effort to speak on the poor conditions of the Asian American Resource Center. The students after the protest held a forum at the Home Student Center where they voiced their concerns to NIU officials.
The Asian American Center works towards advocacy efforts, cultural education, student leadership development, cultural engagement, and providing the resources and the services that we need. A big piece of that is building community within the affinity group and among students who are typically marginalized in the U.S.
The Asian American Resource Center, or ARC for short, was provided with the space in 2002 to cater to the needs of the Asian American community. However, the center can fit an estimated 10 people max, has seen very few improvements compared to the other resource centers.
The ARC did have electricity problems where things would short circuit. I do believe they fixed that, but there's also water issues. There's the space issues. It's really hard. It's really cramped. It's really hard for people to move around. The office spaces aren't necessarily organized in the most efficient way.
Many of the students that attended the protest and forum will continue to look for positive ways to voice their needs to the NIU community so they may get the resources they need.
So deciding what the message is that they want to put out, and then reaching out to find allies, and then publicizing that message far and wide. So doing more demonstrations and asking more people to participate and getting their message out in a louder way.
Bark for the Ark organization believes they have made a statement towards the university and how the Asian American community will no longer remain quiet moving forward. Bark for the Ark is a student-run organization that works with other Asian interest organizations to discuss the needs and concerns for the Asian American community.
The author of the book that all NIU freshmen are required to read was on campus earlier this week. Brian Stevenson, author of Just Mercy, discussed the fight against poverty and racial discrimination with students. Stevenson focused on injustice in the U.S. prison system and shared some of his own experiences. Another guest speaker on social justice and racial activism spoke on campus last night. Professor of Educational Policy and African American Studies, Dr. David Stovall, gave multiple presentations. He addressed student activism at the Center for Black Studies, and later he held a Q&A session in Cole Hall. Stovall also talked about the students at NIU.
I think the folks at Northern are really trying to push a critical consciousness in a number of different ways, so I always feel welcomed by them, but I also see the things that they're going through, and I see the tensions just like the ones we're facing in Chicago.
The name of the talk was called Sparking Change, Understanding the Role of Students and Activists.
The registration deadline for the next semester is right around the corner. Graduate students and students who have 120 credit hours can register on November 9th. Students who have less than 30 credit hours can start registering for classes on November 14th. Students with assigned registration appointments may register on or after their assigned appointments. Days as long as there are no holds on their record.
Students who need scholarship money will have a golden opportunity next week as NIU Scholars Fair kicks off. Students will speak with representatives from all over campus to get the scoop on scholarship opportunities. They will also learn how to apply for scholarships for next fall. The event will take place in the Regency Room of the Home Student Center from 2 to 4 on Tuesday, November 4th.
Now for a quick look at the weather. We go to Emery Danas for more information. How's it looking outside, Emery?
It's another gloomy day here in DeKalb. Today we'll see high temperatures only reaching up near 50 degrees. We'll see cloudy skies and a light breeze. And then tonight we'll dip down to a chilly low of around 40. But this weekend we are expecting much warmer temperatures, at least temporarily. So to hear more about that, stay with us.
Coming up next, what the candidates are doing to head into Election Day.
And we checked out the morning preparations for the annual Sycamore Pumpkin Fest.
A lot about these humans.
I know. I mean, check out these two. It's Flirt City over here.
Yeah, I noticed that. It looks like my human is definitely into your human.
Oh, look. I think she's getting his number.
Nice.
Your human's got some sweet moves.
Takes after his dog. Oh, look, they're doing that thing where they put their arms around each other.
She kicked up a leg. It's like in the movies.
That's awesome. Looks like we're going to be hanging out a little bit more.
Presidential candidates Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are fighting for the battleground states today.
Earlier this week, they reacted to recent Obamacare news, and Clinton got another Republican endorsement.
Here's NTC's Sada Kendor with this week's political pit stop.
Thank you. Now let's take a look at this week's political news. Both presidential candidates are responding to news that prices for Obamacare insurance could increase by 25% by next year. Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump says that percentage could be even higher.
That number is so wrong. That is such a phony number. You're talking about 60, 70, 80% in increases, not 25%. And I think what he wanted to do, because it was blowing up all over the country.
Hillary Clinton says if elected, she will work to fix the issue of rising insurance costs.
So we're going to really tackle that. We're going to get co-pays and premiums and deductibles down. We're going to tackle prescription drug costs. And we can do that without ripping away the insurance that people now have.
In light of this news, GOP leaders are using it as an opportunity to highlight the negative aspects of Obamacare. Trump's running mate Mike Pence says Obamacare would be completely repealed if his partner is elected to office. Former Republican Secretary of State Colin Powell says he will be voting for Hillary Clinton. He made the announcement on Monday in New York. Powell says he is still a Republican but has voted against his party in the past. Although Powell has clashed with Clinton over controversial emails, he has also referred to Trump as, quote, being nuts. Kellyanne Conway, Donald Trump's campaign manager, says that the campaign is actively seeking members to join Trump's presidential cabinet.
We're going to win, so we have to get ready to form a government. And along those lines, we find many talented people who would like to serve in Donald Trump, Mike Pence administration.
Conway adds that Trump's campaign is conducting internal polls. These polls show that he is closer than Clinton in North Carolina and Florida than what is shown in public polls. Thanks for taking a stop with us this week. See you next time. I'm Sata Kendor.
Thank you, Sada. Election Day is less than 2 weeks away. Next week's political pit stop will be asking NIU students for their views on the election.
A Sycamore Street has reopened this morning after a fire yesterday. Neighbors near the two-story home on State Street reported seeing smoke in the attic of the house. There were no reported injuries to the family or residents in the area.
The student group organizes a community clothing drive to help the less fortunate. People are able to donate clothing at drop-off boxes located outside of various campus buildings. The Husky Service Scholars and the DeKalb Area Women's Center plan to do the drive annually.
I think it's huge for our DeKalb community because we definitely have a population of people that need a little bit of extra help because we are so big as a community. There's a lot of people who rely on donations and a lot of people who don't have the clothing that they need for our winters that we have.
The donations will be collected through November 17th.
The Latino Resource Center is holding an event on campus tonight to prepare for the Mexican holiday known as the Day of the Dead. NIU Supporting Opportunities for Latinos will be hosting their annual Dia de los Muertos on November 1st in the Home Student Center. The event is at 6:30 tonight. We'll teach students how to make crafts to prepare for the holiday. And speaking of Halloween decor, the Sycamore Pumpkin Fest is in full swing. Katie Brose has more on the story.
Thanks, guys. I had the opportunity to visit the Pumpkin Fest this morning, and organizers are preparing for a huge turnout.
Sycamore Pumpkin Fest held their annual pumpkin display on the courthouse lawn today. 1,000 pumpkins were submitted last night to the Lions Club, who put on the display.
You know, it's a tradition here. You know, a lot of the kids, parents participated. This is the 55th year, so it's been going on for a while. So it's just something Sycamore residents have been doing for years.
Young students in the Sycamore and the DeKalb area were able to take a field trip to see all the pumpkins. Pumpkins were judged based on different age groups. First place gets $10, second gets $5, and third place gets $3.
Pumpkin Fest continues through the weekend and ends with a 2-hour-long parade. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Katie. We've been experiencing some pretty cold, rainy weather.
Emery, are there any sunny days in sight?
Yes, we are luckily going to be seeing some sunnier skies this weekend. Today, unfortunately, was another very gloomy day and also pretty chilly. We only reached temperatures near 50 degrees today. We are below that normal for this time of year. And also, our sun is setting so soon, before 6 p.m., so it's definitely getting dark even sooner. Now, if you're outside today, in addition to the cold temperatures, we had a little bit of a breeze and we had very overcast skies, so not a very fun day, but this weekend is going to be much better. So let's take a look at the larger scale to see what we have going on. Yesterday, we had a low pressure system come through our area, which dumped tons of rain on us, but that'll be moving off as we go into Friday, and we'll see this high pressure system that'll build into our area, which will bring us sunnier skies for Friday, and we'll have winds coming out of the southwest, which will help bring up warmer temperatures for later this week. And then as we go into Saturday, that high will move off a little. We will see a cold front go through our area on Saturday, so we'll see colder temperatures on Sunday, but not too much colder. So let's take it back here tonight in DeKalb, where we'll see temperatures around 41 degrees with mostly cloudy skies overnight. And then as we go into Friday, it's going to be much warmer, high of about 69 degrees, but it will be pretty windy out there. Those gusts up to about 30 miles per hour, so maybe not a great day to wear a hat. And then as we go into Friday night, overnight low of about 57, we'll see partly cloudy conditions, and again, it'll still be pretty breezy out there. And then we can take a look at our beautiful 7-day forecast, where we have Friday high of about 69, Saturday also very warm, high near 70, then Sunday after that cold front goes through, dropping off in temperature a little bit, and then Monday for Halloween, warm temperatures, high near 69, even our overnight low of 55 will be nice for those trick-or-treaters getting out there, and then into the middle part of next week we'll see temperatures dipping down and a chance of rain. So hopefully you can get outside this weekend to enjoy that warm weather. That's all for weather, so let's send it back to the desk.
Ahead on NTC News, what happens when a bunch of women get together for girl talk? We'll listen in.
Also, barking over books. At a local library, we'll see what has people turning pages.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection.
An NIU student receives a national honor. Christopher Dirtle designed the crest for the USS Illinois One High School. It is now printed on the Navy vessel, which is a Virginia-class submarine. The sub completed its Alpha Sea trials in August and will be commissioned this Saturday.
Women leaders gathered for a celebration at the 2016 Athena reception this week. I was on hand for the festivities. The Athena program began with cocktails, food, and a jazz ensemble, setting a welcoming mood for the reception. The DeKalb Chamber of Commerce hosts this year's reception, acknowledging women that demonstrate strength, courage, wisdom, and leadership to their communities.
You know, being a nominee for Athena is a pretty incredible thing. When people come to you and tell you that they want to nominate you for them.
Athena Award finalists were called up one by one to be recognized and to take a picture before announcing the award recipient.
So it's really incredible when you're nominated by people who see what you do in the community. And then when you actually win the award, it almost takes your breath away, because you realize then that others look at that same information that's given to them, and they say, yes, this is a woman who is a mentor for other people and who works very hard for her community.
Winning the Athena Leadership Award shows how the hard work and empowerment you have over the community is greatly appreciated. Past Athena winners, keep in mind, license renewals will take place this Friday.
The reflection room at the Founders Memorial Library is now open. People are welcome to pray or have a moment of quiet whenever the library is open. Study groups may not use the room and are encouraged to use the study rooms available on the 4th floor.
Minority women came out to an event to express themselves in a safe environment.
Shada Cook traveled the Husky Trail to a Girl Talk session.
The Latino Resource Center served as the home for this edition of Girl Talk. The event's creator, Tashina Briggs, met with us to tell us just exactly what Girl Talk is.
This is a program that I created for minority women here on campus to get together and talk about different issues and situations that they're going through, and to also serve as a support group.
I think it definitely went good. A lot of people had to offer a lot of stuff tonight. People got a whole bunch of questions answered. There was a lot of topics that were repeated, so a lot of people in the room definitely felt the same concerns and had the same questions. So we all offered our insight and our advice on whatever people wanted to know tonight, which was pretty cool.
Girl Talk was actually in collaboration with another NIU group that supports women.
The program we had is a Latina Assistance Program, and our goal is, to reduce the retention graduate rates of Latinas. We're predominantly Latinas, but we don't, we will never close the door on any other ethnicities. Last year when we had Girl Talk, it was so popular and the girls really enjoyed it that we already knew this upcoming year that we wanted to do it again.
Due to the success of this talk, there will be several more opportunities for girls to talk here at NIU. With NTC News, this is Shada Cook.
Girl Talk sessions have a non-disclosure agreement and are always held on campus to encourage more people to attend. So it's going to be a wild night at Wrigley come Friday.
Emmett Kane joins us now with NTC Sports.
Thank you, guys. Game 2 of the World Series was looking good for the Cubs as they got out to an early lead. Later on in the game, Ben Zobrist hits the ball down the line. Lonnie Chisenhall stumbles. Anthony Rizzo comes around to score. That will tack on the Cubs' lead. Ben Zobrist with an RBI triple. Cubs get out to the early 3-0 lead. Now, next batter, Kyle Schwarber singles up the middle for his second RBI of the game. Cubs go on to win 5-1 for a strong performance from Jake Arrieta. Game 3 will begin at Wrigley Field tomorrow night. Kyle Hendricks will get the call. He comes off an amazing performance after pitching in Game 6 of the NLCS. Now with NIU sports, the Husky volleyball team looks to add another MAC championship this year as they are undefeated in conference play. The team will travel to Western Michigan tonight to face their conference rivals. The last time they faced the Broncos was at home in late September. The Huskies won 3 games to 1. On Saturday, the Huskies will face the Miami Redhawks in Oxford, Ohio. This could be one of the Huskies' biggest challenges of the season, as the Redhawks are also undefeated in conference play. Mary Grace Kelly and Jenna Radke lead the team in kills, while Chandler Kinley leads the team in assists. The Huskies look to continue their stellar performance and are in a good position to win the MAC tournament. After winning the homecoming game against Buffalo on Saturday, the Husky football team will play Tuesday night at home against Bowling Green Falcons. The Falcons are 1-7 this season with no conference wins. One player to look out for is Falcons quarterback James Morgan. He leads the team with over 1,400 passing yards and 11 passing touchdowns. Running back Scott Miller leads the team with nearly 800 receiving yards and 9 receiving touchdowns. Fred Copette leads the team in rushing with over 600 yards and 3 rushing touchdowns. The Huskies hope quarterback Anthony Maddie can lead the team to another victory. He leads the team with roughly 1,000 passing yards and 8 passing touchdowns. Wide receiver Kenny Galladay leads the receiving corps with 7 touchdown receptions. The Huskies hope that a win this week could keep them in bowl contention and stay competitive in the MAC conference. The NIU men's and women's soccer teams are finishing out their regular season this week. The women's team will play their last regular season game against Western Michigan in Kalamazoo today. The Huskies sit in 8th place with 11 points after losing back-to-back games against Toledo and Bowling Green. The top 8 teams get into the MAC tournament, and the Huskies will secure their spot with a win today. The men's teams was unable to find a breakthrough homecoming weekend. The Huskies fell to a Bowling Green 1-0 at the NIU soccer complex. The team has a rough regular season and looks to come back strong next season. Although the soccer team is struggling to stay on top this season, NIU goalie Drew Donnelly is standing out in the pack. Our reporter Julian Noonery got a chance to catch up with him on the field.
After an impressive start to the season, NIU goalie Drew Donnelly is this week's leader of the pack. He continued his strong play this week against Bowling Green, picking up 5 saves and only allowing 1 goal. Donnelly has taken over a leadership role for the team this year.
As a goalie, you're kind of the only player in the field that can actually see everyone in front of you, and you have the whole team in front of you. So I guess one of the main roles is just prevention and making sure that everyone's in the correct positions.
Goalkeeping is arguably the toughest position to play in soccer. It requires a significant amount of timing and agility.
A lot of it just comes with training every day. There's a lot of technique to the way you dive and the way you catch the ball, and just a lot of different situational things. A lot of it's positioning. Getting in the right position and taking off the angle of the shot is huge.
Although the team is off to a rough start, Denali still believes the team can turn the season around and finish strong.
I think a lot of it's just continuing to have belief in the team and just treating all the guys well. I mean, we obviously aren't too happy with the results, but after the game's over, we always just move forward.
Denali has started all 12 of the team's games this season. So far, he's acquired 48 saves and holds a solid save percentage of .66. It's unclear whether or not a professional career is waiting for him, but with this only being his junior year, Denali has plenty of time to improve his game and impress scouts.
The men's team has 2 more games left in their season. Their last away game is against Buffalo tomorrow. That's it for NTC Sports this week. Remember to stay safe, and as always, go Huskies. Back to you guys.
Reading can be rough, but the DeKalb Public Library is inviting a furry friend to help children read. Nicole Ryan has more on the story.
The DeKalb Library is partnering with Man's Best Friend to promote early childhood literacy. Frederick Quaid and his therapy dog Miller are a part of a newly reinstated program at the library. Read to Rover, or in this case, Read to Miller, is a part of the newly revamped children's section of the library. Miller's new friends make appointments to read with him for 10 minutes, which improves their confidence and reading abilities.
You know, when kids will read to a dog and not to a human out loud, and we found out that fluency gets a lot better when kids read out loud. And you can tell the real difference with kids, the beginning of the year to the end of the year, when they come and read to the dog. So, plus he's a comfort dog and a feel-good dog too. Kids will come up that are having a bad day and give them a hug.
Quaid, a former superintendent of the DeKalb County School District, brings Miller to the local elementary schools to help with their literacy programs. Quaid says that children who spend time with Miller in the classroom usually come and visit him at the library. When Miller is off duty, children can partake in a variety of weekly and monthly programs to build their reading skills. Bedtime Stories is just one of these programs that is attempting to help even younger readers get comfortable with books. The youngest library guests can curl up on cushions in their pajamas and listen to one of the librarians read them a variety of stories.
And we used to live in DeKalb, so we were here before. They did all the renovations, And we loved the library then, and with all that they have here, especially in the huge children's department, it's been really awesome. You know, they definitely have opportunities to do anything here now.
Whether it be Read to Rover, Bedtime Stories, or a different program, the DeKalb County Public Library extends an invitation for all people of all ages and reading abilities to stop by. For NTC News, I'm Nicole Ryan.
You can jump into your jammies for the next Bedtime Stories on October 31st and Read to Rover during the month of November.
For more on NTC News, look us up and like us on Facebook, and you can also check us out on our website. We want to thank all of you for being with us.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Goodbye.